Have you ever spontaneously made a travel decision less than a month before a major disease takes over the world? I wish I didn't. So usually I like to make my videos pretty professional, kind of, not really, but I've tried to record this video a few times, and I just want to go off about what happened to me. So, it's April now, so about 4 months ago, I wanted to go visit a longtime internet friend in Florida, and I was trying to think of other things that I could do, and while researching I realized, oh yeah, Ultra Music Festival is one of the biggest electronic music festivals on the planet. I should go to that. So this was I think this was December 31st, I think was the day that I bought the tickets. So this is where the issues had started. I tried to order the tickets with my Visa debit card, which Ultra doesn't like for some reason. So after filling out all the information, my card, where to mail it to and everything, it tells me it can't go through. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Keep trying, it's not going through. So I check my bank account, and I'm like, I should have enough money for this, I don't know what's going on. And they took the money out of my account for the tickets, but didn't give me the tickets, and said it was declined. So I contacted Ultra, sent them an email, which is the only way you can get a hold of them. There's more problems coming to this email thing in a bit. So I emailed them, nobody got back to me after about 2 days, so I don't have my own credit card, so I used somebody else's to order the tickets, and then got the tickets, still hadn't received an email from Ultra, so I was like, okay, whatever, I guess I will just deal with it for now. And then, so as things were kind of getting together, I booked flights, Airbnbs, stuff like that, and then the next issue I had was that my Airbnb in Miami just randomly canceled for no reason. I'm assuming that the address was wrong, because when I tried to look at it on Google Maps, it was a car park and not the house I was supposed to be staying at, but nobody really gave me any information. So I spent about a week chatting back and forth with Airbnb, trying to figure out what was going on. They gave me a guy who was in a different time. He told me he was in a different time zone than me, because I was like, why are you messaging me at 11 at night? I'm trying to go to sleep. I just want a new place to stay in. And so it took us about a week, because I was messaging him in the morning where I live, and he was messaging me in the middle of the night. So it took forever to figure something out. We did eventually get me a new place. I only got $200 back, and I had to pay $200 more, so I guess it worked out. And then following this, about maybe a couple weeks to a month later, I'm trying to find my tickets to make sure that they're shipped, because everyone was talking about how their tickets had shipped. And it wouldn't let me sign into my Ultra account. It kept saying that the account didn't exist, which I thought was really weird, considering that I've signed in multiple times to try and buy tickets. So, email Ultra again. Still no response for about 3 days. So I started asking about it on the Ultra Reddit and stuff like that. Those guys were somewhat helpful at times. Some guy gave me a different link to sign in, and it worked. I don't understand why the one that Ultra themselves sent me didn't work. But, I don't know, man. I don't run one of the biggest electronic music festivals ever. So I signed in, tickets were shipped, was waiting for them to show up for a while, and then this is about the time that coronavirus started becoming a huge issue, and there were a lot of rumors that things were getting canceled, and then there were rumors that Ultra was going to get canceled. So from what I had heard, they had already started prep on taking down light posts and stuff at Bayfront Park in Miami. So I thought that they were going to go through with it anyways, but the city just decided to shut it down anyways, and then Ultra didn't say anything for 2 days. They were completely silent on social media. Nobody could get a hold of them. They don't have a phone number on their website to call. So everyone's freaking out about what is happening. And then they eventually come out on the Monday after, so they just skipped the whole weekend and decided to tell everyone on Monday that they weren't getting refunded. And reminder, so I live in Canada, and these are US tickets, so it cost me $700 to go to this festival. And now they want to tell me they can't give it back. That seems real fucking sketchy, if you ask me. So I go through the whole thing with that other credit card company that I used to try and get that money back. Meanwhile, everyone is freaking out at Ultra, saying, what are you guys doing? They said it was postponed, but it was over a year. It's not going to happen again until the end of March 2021. Who's gonna go to that? Why? You guys have treated me like such garbage for the past... This was about the beginning of March, so it had been about 3 months where I had been treated like trash from Ultra so far. Why would I want to go to your festival again? Now I'm, canceling other Airbnbs. Luckily, at the time, Airbnb had realized the issue with coronavirus and was giving away free refunds, or full refunds, for free. I didn't get charged for canceling or anything like that, which was awesome. It totally made up for the guy that could only message me after about a day, so I was pretty happy about that. But still, no official refunds from Ultra, which was insane. Everyone is super mad. And I mentioned earlier that I had booked flights and Airbnb. So the flight, this is where an even bigger problem happened. So because Ultra was getting cancelled, I purchased tickets to see Deadmau5, who was playing on Wednesday. I was originally going to fly in on Wednesday, so I contacted the flight company, Kiwi. We're getting into this. Do not ever buy tickets from Kiwi.com. So what had happened was that I wanted to change my flights. I had already paid $700 for Ultra, then I had paid $800 for this flight. Because that sounds about right for a trip to one of the biggest vacation destinations in the United States. And so I wanted to change my flights so I can come in a day earlier to see this Deadmau5 thing. And they charged me $500 to change. But I'm I just wanted something to do in Miami since Ultra wasn't happening, so I paid it anyways. So now I'm in over $1,500. So because everything was going on, I tried to contact Kiwi. They have a policy where you shouldn't call them until it's 48 hours before your flight, which seems like the stupidest policy ever. So I'm trying to contact them anyways. Barely any response. I might get a message or two from their Twitter page because I'm complaining about them nonstop. So Kiwi would not respond to me about my flights. So I decided to call them about a week before I left. Was on hold for 50 minutes. I'm assuming because other people had booked flights and coronavirus was happening. So once I finally get in, I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, I physically can't leave the country. My government tells me not to leave. And the guy tells me that he can offer 11 euros or 10 US dollars as a refund for my $1,500 flight. Let that sink in for a moment here. I've spent over $1,500 to fly to Miami, and they want to give me $11. I can't even make a joke out of this. I didn't even know what to say to the guy. I was like, there's nothing you can do? There's nothing you can do to give me my refund back? And he was like, oh no, we can only give you $11. I was so fucking mad. Today is April 3rd. I'm still waiting to find out from my card company if I can get a refund on this, because it just seemed like a huge scam. Nobody would respond to me on any issues. Even when I tried to change the flights a while ago, it took them forever to get back to me on whether it was going to cost me any money or anything, and then it ended up just costing me $500 anyways. This whole trip has just been a huge disaster. I mostly blame the city of Miami for canceling everything. The issue that the city had was that Miami Music Week was going on at the same time. All these events are happening all over the city, and they cancel Ultra first without any notification on coronavirus. They're just like, yeah, we don't think it's safe for all these people to be here. The city of Miami already hates Ultra. From our point of view, it just looked like they hated Ultra so much, and now they had an excuse to shut them down. It just made them look like such scumbags for quite a while, until they actually did start canceling everything else and declared a state of emergency. The way that they timed everything was just the worst, and it made them look like dicks. Because they should have just been like, okay, we're shutting down Miami Music Week, including Ultra. So all the events are already over and stuff. But just because they canceled Ultra and then waited about a week to cancel everything else, not only fucked up people who bought tickets for other events knowing that Ultra was canceled, including myself. What is your thought pattern in this situation? So there it is. How to have the worst vacation ever without actually going on it. I ended up wasting a lot of money. Some of it I haven't gotten back, and I probably won't get back. The moral of the story: don't go to Ultra Music Festival. Don't use Kiwi.com to buy your flights. And don't get an Airbnb support agent from another time zone. But that's a whole story. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like. You can also support me on ko-fi.com/natwarnock. And if you want to see, I'm doing a lot of photos right now. You can find that on my Instagram, instagram.com/NathanielWarnock. Everything's going to be in the description below. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.